I've been day drinking. It's hot and there's drama. Stay tuned. It's going to be fun and definitely some shenanigans.
The Xperts podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland property experts, baby, UPX.
Welcome to episode 284 of the Upland Property Experts podcast. I'm your host, Too Stupid to Win, and as always, I'm joined by Thank Me Later. How we doing, brother?
Another day in paradise.
Welcome back. How's Vegas?
It was good. It was great to be in an actual live conference.
How'd your project go for work there?
Actually, my project kicked butt. It was fantastic. So I'm leading, not to get too nerdy, I work with agentic AI. It's the next iteration of artificial intelligence. Most of what you do right now is called Gen AI. It's generative AI. It's the stuff that creates all the, like, your Word documents, your images, your videos, that kind of stuff. I'm working with the next evolution, which is agentic, which are actually AI agents that act autonomously to complete actions and tasks, and essentially creating digital twins of workers and creating a virtual, digital twin environment. Anyway, super, super cool stuff. It was a fantastic event. They actually had Gwen Stefani. They rented out at the end of it. So no offense, I loved flannel. Super banging when Upland booked flannel for G Week, but for this event, they booked the Sphere, bought out the Sphere, and got Gwen Stefani, and it was banging. It was so awesome. I love Gwen Stefani, and it was an incredible concert. The Sphere venue is absolutely unbelievable. It's gorgeous. Yeah.
Guess what?
What up, Shaq? What's going on?
Yesterday, Gwen Stefani reached out. Her team reached out to Tosshead and asked Tosshead to make her a corset outfit for the American Music Awards in May this month.
Shut up.
What?
Yeah.
If that isn't synchronicity, I don't know what is.
Yeah, so I just had to pop in and say that since you brought up Gwen Stefani.
No, that's awesome for Tosshead. Congrats, brother.
Oh, that's hot. Gwen Stefani is so banging.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I'll go back in my hole back here.
Yeah. Also, yes, cheese. I told her, no, because I lost them. And I don't know where they are, and I haven't had them for a couple of days, and I just wear my sunglasses when I'm driving. I don't know, like, they're somewhere. I just don't know where they are, so I don't have my glasses.
How did I get a blood? Oh, this week's been a hot mess.
Hot mess.
Absolute hot mess. I didn't even start my totems. I was sitting there today, and I realized
is totems happening?
Totems are happening. But I get a good amount of pronoms, so I'm very disappointing. I'm missing a whole cycle, but we'll get into that today's episode. And I just looked down. I'm like, what's on my thumb? I got a blood blister. It's just, my whole week's just been a mess.
So you missed your cycle. Do you have a plan B? Anyway. Oh, it's going to be a show. It's going to be a show. Faux show.
You're on top of it. I've been day drinking. Oh yeah. I'm getting message I sent before the show. They're typing back. Spicy live update. We'll get into that.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. All right. Let's
We should probably get Mass on here before.
Yeah, we'll get Mass on. Let me
do
respond to this, and we'll break
that.
that news too. So I got confirmation. All right, we got Mass Chef. We got racing. What's going on? It's going to be fun.
What is up, gents? Man, everybody's in a mood today. But that's okay. All good. But we had a huge week of racing for the entire week because there was lots going on. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Of course, we had the Blossom Series finals that happened last Friday. And City Pigeon coming through with the 4th victory in a row in a season final. Now the first person to have the × 4 on a badge in Upland.
Ooh, City, get it.
Crowley 27 getting a second place finish. He's done that before, but I just want you to look at the gap there. We're looking at a full 35-second gap between first and second place there. So it was a blow-away win by CP. But everybody just did awesome driving. I also want to note there, Wander 1976 came in 3rd place, and he had an amazing race weekend. And I just we'll touch on that a bit later because he had a huge 2nd place finish in the URL that prompted me to do a little bit of video editing just so we could see what he did, because it was an awesome, one of the best moves I've seen on the track so far, and it was very cool. So we'll get into that in just a minute. And so Blossom season is the end of the season championship runs. Now we go into Genesis Week, and Genesis Week is the year-long final. And this is where we shaped up with who qualified to be in that final. Some notable names in here, obviously CP and Crowley up at the top, Cruzarito in 3rd, San Mahoney, Matsuda of the MV Motorsports still up there in 4th and 5th. Wander 1976 grabbing 6th. A couple of notables, JH 2271, he went into the Blossom Seasons finals somewhere around the 17th place, I think. But because he had such a strong finish in the Blossom season, he was able to get himself up into that championship in the 11th spot, and then Metaspook in the 12th spot. So it's going to be a fun race. It's going to happen on the Friday of Genesis Week, whenever that is. I'm sure they will announce it at some point in time. Then, to stay with the Upland Racing Series, they had the Go-Kart Challenge. This was a 3-day event, and this was crazy. There were so many people out on the track, and there are so many names up here that I really haven't seen a whole lot of, namely in the number 10th position, 7211 Tom, a new name on a leaderboard anywhere. So it's really good to see some of these new drivers come in here. Picasso topping this leaderboard with a 251 and some change, which was just huge. I did over 150 races and couldn't break 3 minutes. So to jump in there and grab a 251 was awesome. City Pigeon grabbing 2nd, and Charles Franchini grabbing the 3rd place spot. So congratulations to all of those finishers on the podium there. And then jumping right over to the Ultimate Racing League, we had Foreskin coming through with the win. He popped out the tip and showed everybody how to run the track. So he grabs a huge win, the first rookie win of this season. So it was awesome. And then, of course, Wander 1976 grabs that 2nd place spot and moved up 3 spots on the leaderboard to take over 3rd by himself. And it was huge. And because of that, I just want to show what happened. So we're going to move over to my instant replay here. And so
I love instant replay. I love we got video now.
Right, I'm actually pretty excited for this.
We're going to take it. I just want to, before I start this, I just want everybody to kind of take note of where we are here. This is the final lap of the final race. So this is the finals. This is what you're seeing on the screen here is this is Foreskin going into turn number 17. So this is just about the finish of the race. There's 27 turns, I think, in this track. So this is going into turn 17. And I'm going to go ahead and run this a little bit here.
That's a lot of skidding.
Yeah. So now I'm going to pause this right here because this is where it really starts to get interesting. And I'm actually going to, can I mute this thing? Yeah. There we go. Let me mute that. So this is where it starts to get interesting. If you noticed on the board, we had Buellman, Twist, and Metaspook that were running in second, third, and fourth. Buellman at the time was in second place. Twist was in third. Metaspook in fourth place. Wanderer was in the fifth place position. So if I run this a little bit further, now this is Twist and Buellman. They get into a crash here going into turn. This is now turn 19 that they're going into. So they get into a tangle, and there comes Metaspook right up in there, right behind him. Smacks right into the back of him. Now I slowed this down a little bit. Now, as you can see, Metaspook moves over into lane number 3. That's him right here. This is Twist that kind of moves over into lane number 2. And this is Buellman who sticks in lane 5. Now go a little further here. And right here, this is Wanderer coming into your screen. Now you've got Buellman in lane 5. Twist has now moved back over to lane 3, which is the center lane. And Metaspook managed to get through those two. And then he moves over into lane 5. Now, Wanderer was in lane 3 coming up to this turn. You didn't see that because it was off camera. He was in lane 3. He gets the call from the pit boss, apparently, that says, jump into lane 4 before you go around this turn because there's a crash. And there he goes. He jumps into lane 4, slams on the brakes, and skids right between Buellman and Twist and gets away completely clean through that entire disaster. Goes and blows past Metaspook, who was in second place at the time, and that's how he ended up finishing out. It was awesome. To watch it live was absolutely spectacular, and that's how we finished up with Foreskin in first, Wanderer 1976 grabbing the second place spot, and then Metaspook grabbing third.
Oh, yeah.
It was an awesome race, and just a little bit of luck, I have to say, for Metaspook to be able to find that. Oh, where'd my thing go? There it is. Okay. For Metaspook to be able to find, or Wanderer to be able to find that empty lane and move his way around. It was freaking phenomenal.
Right.
So,
well, it's interesting because when you show it and you're saying, like, because obviously you know it very well, like lane 3 and 5, and I'm like, dude, there does not look like there's a lane 4. Like, it doesn't. And in my mind, I was like, I wonder if there's enough room. Like, can you have 5 cars across? And they would all
absolutely can. Yep.
And so, yeah, to see him like thread the needle and just like, oh, like that was legit.
It was very legit. And like I said, one of the best moves that we've seen on the track so far, of somebody being able, especially when, he's got 3 cars in front of him and all of them are at a virtual standstill. None of them were moving very, very good at all. So it was just a brilliant move. So big hats off to Wanderer 1976, grabbing a very nice second place finish there, and moving himself up a bit on the leaderboard. The other big mover was Foreskin, of course, with the win, moving up into a tie for 6. We now have a 3-way tie in the 6th place position. And just so you know, places 1 through 9, there's only a 10-point separation between all of them. So here we go again, just like last season for the Stock Car Competition Series. We've got the top of the leaderboard extremely tight, and it literally can be anybody at this point working their way through this. So going to be some cool racing. No movement again.
Back it up for a minute. Back it up.
Yeah. Sam
Mahoney finishing 12th. Is that his lowest ever?
That is not his lowest ever, believe it or not. His lowest ever is well, actually, let me think about it. Yeah, I think that is his lowest ever, because before that it was, I think, 8th place was his lowest finish.
And Matsuda finished 8th place too.
Right. So Matsuda and Sam Mahoney, neither one of them made the finals for the very first time. That's the first time that they both didn't make the finals.
Wow.
they've always had at least one team member in the final race for now 7 seasons, and this is the first time that they've both missed the final race. So that was very significant. It still didn't bring, moving over to the team board, it still didn't bring anybody really that much closer. Metaspook and Wander 1976 did pick up 8 points on them for that race, but the gap is still so huge that there's just no way to catch up, and they are definitely going to lock up that race to 1 million. Here is where we are for this week. We are on the Van Nuys Trophy. This is a very familiar track with all of these drivers. This is 20 turns. It's a nice boxy track. The turns are very smooth. You can go pretty quickly around them. There is some points where you have to brake. There is some very touchy boost spots, I guess. You have to be very precise when you do it. So this is a more on the technical side as far as our tracks are concerned. 2.2 miles. It's one of the longer tracks that we're going to run for this season. But it is a fun track. It's fairly fast. I expect some pretty decent times running on this track this week. So we'll see how that goes. Heat number 1, we've got Twist, Phalos, Buellman, San Mahoney as our starter, Picasso, and Matsuda. Now this
Sam Mahoney and Matsuda are with Picasso. This is a huge heat.
This is a nasty heat. This is more like what I would necessarily classify as a finals race.
Right.
This is a lot of names that you would see in a finals race. So you've got Phalos in there, who's a past series champion for the Upland Racing Series. You've got Twist in there, who's definitely come on the scene and made some marks. But then you've got veteran racers in Buellman, San Mahoney, and Matsuda, and last season's champion or last series champion Picasso in there as well. So this is, to me, is the heat to really watch tomorrow. This is going to be a really, really nasty race, I think. And you got to remember, only 2 can go. This is not the 3 go thing. This is only 2 can go to the finals. So it's really, really going to be tough to see San Mahoney and Matsuda make the finals. It would not surprise me in the slightest if they did, but it's going to be tough to get there. And then,
with that too, they've raced so much, so many courses. They know how to race together. So
yes,
you're right. It wouldn't surprise me. But also, I can see some of their moves being detrimental to their performance. So Heat 1's going to be fire.
Yeah, Heat 1's definitely going to be fire. Heat 2, we've got Akaproppy, Foreskin, Funky Beats, Sincere 87, Vape High Guy is going to be our starter, and SC Kicker. And if you'll notice, we've got the 2 teams in this one that are racing together. Lightning Spark Racers have both their drivers in this heat, and Speed of Lightning Racing Team also has both their drivers in this heat. So this is going to be a scratcher for everybody. They're really going to have to struggle to see how this one plays out. And this is a course that really suits SC Kicker. He's been on this course before. I know he knows how to drive it. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull out of this one and make it to the finals for this week. And then Akaproppy, he was gone for the first 3 weeks of the season. He came back last week. Had a pretty decent run, but I fully expect him to be kind of back in the saddle and ready to go for this week. And then Heat 3, we got JH2271, Ja Rashad, Metaspook, Bajo is our starter, Wander 1976, and TB125. Again, we've got a couple of teammates running in here in Neo MW Motorsports, Metaspook and Wander. They both had a great 2-3 finish last week. Not impossible to do again. Going to be a little bit tougher now that they're running in the same heat, but still fully capable of doing it, I'm sure. And we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. So we are in week number 5. We are on the Van Nuys Trophy, and this one's sponsored by our friends, the Hyde Park Ninjas. So we are super stoked to have them sponsoring with us again. And we could potentially have special guests on tomorrow. I've got a couple of possibilities, maybe even a couple of special guests on tomorrow for the race. So be sure to tune in 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. And that'll do it. That's racing for the week. It was a huge week.
Sounds like it, man.
Intense.
Very intense. All right.
That's the question. If you have a brand in Upland, if you have a product that you're pushing in Upland, how are you not reaching out to Mass Chef to sponsor one of these races? There should be no empty sponsor races in the URL. You get your name out there. They have their show every week. Upland comes on and the URL hosts the season finales, and they're on this show each week. If you have a brand and you want exposure, talk to Mass Chef. It's not cheap, though. Not cheap, but
definitely not cheap. But it's
definitely worth it.
But I think it's definitely a value. It does. I have even our silver sponsors, which are it's not quite as expensive as the gold sponsors or higher, but even they get a lot of exposure. I get messages all the time about people who have seen different places on our show and go and shop there. So it's definitely great exposure, and I definitely think the value is there for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Mass Chef. And,
all right,
we'll
gentlemen,
talk next week.
Have a wonderful evening, and be nice to each other. We'll see you on the track.
We're always nice to each other. Other people, not so much.
Well, it's kind of a general public thing. We'll see you guys. Have a good one.
All right. Take care, Mass. We'll see you next week. Yes, Almost Human. The shirt is pink. I am definitely nonchalantly cocky. No, it's pink. It's straight up pink. When I made this shirt, it was straight up pink. This is custom, Too Stupid to Win shirt.
Yeah, he had that custom made.
Absolutely. And people love it. And I'll rock it all day long. Way better than the Blossom hat.
Whoa, bitch. I know you're not. Why are you coming at me like that?
I thought you were going to come at me.
I wasn't coming at you. I was defending you, bitch. We're about to start this fight right now. We're part of I like that. You're like, no, we're always nice to each other. And then you fucking shots fired at me. Like,
I thought you were firing shots preemptive. But you know what they say is that people that bust each other's balls the most, they're the most trustworthy and they're the best friendships. So, you're always prepared. And our text messages show it too.
Oh yeah, those can never be clear. If we ever get hacked, that's it. We're done.
Like we're done. Like I thought about it. I'm like, damn. I'm like,
so hard.
I go, the stuff we share with each other, like our humor is the same, regardless of what you see on the show. Our humor and our thoughts are very much the same. So it's funny. I love it. I love having somebody that's very similar to me that I can just share things with. So, but
yeah, it's almost a challenge. Like, cause I don't think that it would be interesting. Like, could you send cause I don't think you could send me anything that I would actually be offended by.
Right.
I don't think you could actually no matter what you sent me, no matter how bad it was, you might get a reaction out of me, but I wouldn't be like, oh, shame. Not legitimately. It's interesting because there's definitely the stuff we said.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm like, can't send it to these people, but I always know I can send it to you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can transition to that next one. That was definitely
and then
there's Death in Upland. Should we be playing Upland? A lot of Uplanders are dying. They are.
Nope. That was an inside thought. No, you can't say it.
No, but for real, unexpectedly, Mark Ferguson passed away. He's a content creator. You saw his streams on YouTube. He was a real estate investment person, lived out in Colorado, had a wife and 3 kids, and he just unexpectedly passed away the other day.
Shit's crazy.
Definitely. He did have an impact on community. Some people did find Upland because of him. Wasn't
he part of Howard Beach?
Yeah, he was. He had a couple of notes that he was part of. Howard Beach was one of them. And I really think he was, I know I'm older than you, but I think he was younger than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's young. Yeah.
Yeah. And I haven't seen if there's been anything set up for his family. If I do find it, I will definitely post it on our Twitter, because it's always, especially when you have 3 young kids, it changes somebody's life
Oh,
when
not.
you're
I'm getting from chat. Not Howard Beach.
okay.
Neponsit and Henry Ford.
Okay. Thanks, Swirly.
Yeah. Yeah. That is scary. I mean, I guess over a long enough timeline, like that's going to happen. But I mean, you hate to hear. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's scary, right? Like, could
Mm-hmm.
happen to any of us. You don't know.
My kids make fun of me. Like, no, I finally transferred over to an HSA, and then I realized all the fun, like, health app tracking stuff that you can get with an HSA. So the kids are like, "Why are you taking your blood pressure?" I'm like, because I got it through my HSA, so it links to my app. So why not? I go, I got the scale, I got the watch, I got the blood pressure, I got the P sticks. I go, look, we're way detracting from this, but to me, it's important. I lost my dad 15 years ago, and it sucks. It sucks. I want to call him every day and still talk to him. And I had kids later in life, so I'm like, I did the math, and I'm like, damn, I got to be super old before they're super sad that like I kicked the bucket. So, you know, I have to do things now to shape my next 20 years, and I'm using my HSA to do it. My kids are making fun of me for it, but they will be happy in the long run that hopefully I'm healthy and I'm there for them, and I get super old and decrepit and they can change my diapers and feed me baby food
Oh,
and
yeah. I'm
whatever.
sure they're looking forward to that.
Oh,
No, they're like, we want you to croak right before you retire and blow all your money. Like, we want you to croak at the peak of your money having, which is not now, because I know that you put way too much into Upland. So they need Upland to rebound before you go.
yeah. So, yeah. So there was that. Shaq said they think it was a car accident, and
His
yeah,
wife
think
made
about
a
that.
video on his channel. Oh, damn.
Your liver says, my liver is actually looking pretty good, better than it has been in years. So thank you, Kachow.
Nope. Be good. All right.
All right. Next thing, let's jump into the fun stuff.
Where are we starting?
Let's jump into the easy stuff so we get that out of the way, and nobody can claim that we didn't cover that. So,
Is that Sparklet Wars? Is that
that was
Sydney launch?
The first thing. No, you missed Sydney launch. You were gone last week. We talked about that.
Oh, okay.
The Lord Legits 9 and 10 are here, so they're going to be hard sought after.
Are they though?
Some people are posting that they're going after it. There's only 10 mints, so it's the rarest of the season. So
put it in chat if you're going after these. I want to know who's going after these. Who's, and again, 10, like that tells you something about, like, I don't know. Like, to me, like 10 means, like, because then in order to get the whole collection, only 10 people maximum out of the entire community can get it, which means that, like, it's like a non-starter. It's too rare.
right.
Especially when it's part of a larger collection. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. To me, you're just saying, like, that means that there's only 10 people that care about this. Like, because, like, if it was 100, they would have made 100 of them. because there's
Right.
no reason, there's no value in making them that rare to complete a set of things that should be like collectible. Like it's so stupid. I don't
Yeah.
get it. I don't get. I don't. What am I?
So
Chat, what am I missing? What am I missing?
episode 10 says there is for the most dedicated Blossom players, which I think is BS because it says it is rewarding the top performance of the Blossom builders and the Blossom collectors leaderboard. 5 lore legits will go to the top 5 players on each board. So you didn't tell the people ahead of time that they needed to compete in these contests. You have to say, hey, you know, this will get you episode number 10.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you're going and trying to collect all these stupid things, and then you find out like this is how you get and there's only 10 of them. How many of the, for context, how many of the other ones have there been? Like 1 through.
Well,
whatever.
I'll back up to episode 9. I went jump to 10 because there were only 10 available. Episode 9, there's 20 available, but it's random. So anyone that purchased a structure ornament from the Upland store during the Blossom season is entered to win one of the 20 total mittens. So it's going to be having to buy on the secondary market to get your monolith of all 10 items.
King Cody says he'll have all 10 episodes for sale. All right, King Cody. I'll bite. How much would you sell? I'm in. If I can buy it all in one bundle, I would potentially buy it. Let me get one of these stupid monoliths, and how much? Put your price. LPEX. I'm not paying USD, and if it's USD, that's fair. But I'm not putting a penny of more into Upland, maybe ever. So, curious what you would be selling them for. We'll bid it live right now. Anyway.
Yeah. So, and Upland's trying to present it as it's the rarest of the season, even though they presented like, hey, you're going to get this super sweet monolith, and there's 10. So only 10 people theoretically can get the monoliths.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, again, like I think number 6 is like 60 USD. Stupid. This is ridiculous. A collection that only has a total of 10. That what? The only value is it gets you another little collectible. Like, I'm sorry, this is insane. Like,
you're not getting a bonus in Upland. You're not enhancing anything. There's not I understand if you create these things that will enhance some feature, reduce send fees, but
give you higher yield. Like if I get this monolith, I should get a 10% bonus yield on whatever property I put it on.
Right.
Like, okay, now we're talking. Now it's a value. Or, give me something. If this monolith gives me an extra 3 free sends a day, I don't know. Give me something. Like, this is ridiculous. It's so dumb to... Anyway. Oh, yeah, we hate Upland now. Welcome to the show.
No, it's not that we hate Upland. It's just like...
Oh, we don't? Oh, sorry.
It's just what's going on. I still have my point to get to. All right, so we had the Blossom there. So,
oh, yeah, sorry, we love Upland. We love Upland. That's what we were saying.
So, Cycle 3 started for totems.
How many didn't they guarantee 5 or 3? How many?
5.
They guaranteed 5.
So there's still 2 more.
But they're already pushing forward with the next plans. Like they spaced cycles 1 and 2 so far out, you could have had a baby in between them.
You could have had 2 babies between them from the time it was announced, initiated, and then the second cycle. We talked about that last week with the ninjas. But the third cycle started finally. The nurseries are being manufactured, but I missed it completely. I had we celebrated a bunch of birthdays. I had family in town. We had baseball, softball, Mother's Day, all kinds of stuff. Work, neighborhood garage sale. And then I was sitting there today, talking with a neighbor and then having a garage beer lime at noon. And I was like, I never started my totems. He's like, what? I'm like, nerd stuff. And he's like, gotcha. But the guy does play Dungeons and Dragons. And why am I drawing a blank on the game? It was a big card game, Magic the Gathering.
MTG?
So, yep.
Like our board Boulder?
Yeah. So, but I was like, God, I didn't start my cycle 3, and I earn a lot of protum with my cycle with my totem. So I'm disappointed that I missed it.
Did they shut down cafes?
Is your theater still open? That will tell you if they shut down cafes.
They said that they weren't supporting it anymore. Would surprise me. Add that to the list.
Right. So cycle 3 started. Good luck to everybody that's playing with cycle 3 totems. I missed out.
It's still open. Well, there you go. You know what I think is going to be ironic is if anybody recalls the first partnership that Upland ever did. Do you know the first partnership, like brand deal that Upland ever did?
It was before NFLPA. I'm trying to go back in my memory banks.
I think it's going to be interesting because it's going to go full cycle.
Go for it.
Spirit of Halloween.
Okay.
And soon, like Spirit of Halloween takes over the corpse of dead things. I'm just saying, we started with Spirit Legits, and in the end, we will all return to Spirit Legits. That's it. That's going to be the takeover. Upland sells to Spirit of Halloween, and they take its corpse and make it all Spirit Legits. You heard it here first. Spirit Legits are all that's going to matter. It's going to be Upland is selling to Spirit of Halloween. There you go.
So you did miss this week that if you could race a cart on the Quailwood track, you could have won a kart racer badge and the episode 8 lore legit. And if you had the top 25 fastest time, you get an episode 8 lore legit. I know you like badges. That's why I brought it up.
No, I'm laughing. Chat is wild. You are clearly tipsy. I'm here for this.
Oh, I told you, I've been day drinking. There was a neighborhood garage sale, and I've been going since noon. I want to step away to grab another beer. So
go step away. I'll tap dance. Go get some more beers. We're going to get lit on this podcast.
Oh, there's so much more. A lot of info.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think you need a refresher. Everybody, we're going to take a beer break.
Do I go a beer break or a whiskey break?
I think we got to get Whiskey Jim. We got to get Whiskey Jim.
I'm good.
Get that whiskey.
Jeez, the burps were only one episode.
Yo,
one episode.
Water break. Kachow wants a water break. Kachow needs water. Kachow's going to hydrate. You know what? I'm going to hydrate. No, we can't both leave the channel. I literally have this. I literally have that. And like that's a sign of an ADHD person. You got like the hydration. You got the caffeine one. You got the flavor one. You got just other hydration. Anyway,
I need Kachow to pray for my cousin Dave.
Want me to come in? Cheese is like, call me in, coach. I need to go tinkle fast. Yeah. All right, go get a whiskey. We got a lot of
I need Kachow to pray for my cousin Dave, and I'm going to go get a whiskey.
All right, pray for cousin Dave.
I'm scared what you're going to do while I'm not here.
Oh, what? Oh, you know what we're doing, fam. It's toe time. Everybody send more toe pictures to Too Stupid. Let's do it. Toe pics Send him to Too Stupid on Discord. Make a haiku about toes and in-game message him. Blow him up. Blow him up. There you go. Yeah. So what are we going to talk about? Payback. Giveaway Jim's 250,000 up. I'm not going to make fun of his shirt. I like his shirt. I'll make fun of your face. How about that? Shaq has toes of an angel. Toe fam raw. That brought Raul in. He's like, yeah, get them toes. You dirty. You a freak. Start his totems. Oh, I should freeze his toe. I should go and like starve his totems. Oh man, dude, you guys are not even ready. Cause I could tell he is tipsy. And if he gets some whiskey, we about to get real silly tonight. It's going to get real. So I don't know what you guys have planned for the next 25, 30 minutes, but strap in, strap on, pucker. Nope, we're not. Oh, see, I can't be trusted. I can't be trusted. We need to know what's wrong with his cousin Dave. Oh, I think his cousin Dave is sick. No way this is going to end well, is what you probably are saying. Next week, Amy. Oh, yeah. Wait. When he comes back, we should all have an intervention. Like, be like, okay, but seriously, we need to talk. We'll pretend it's an intervention. He doesn't have his ears on yet. I don't think he can hear me. Are you back, buddy?
I'm back.
All right. So me and the chat want to let you know we're here for you, but we are concerned.
About
your drinking has reached a level that is higher than normal, but not high enough to be fun. Where's your drink, you pussy?
Oh, and you made fun of the pink shirt. Awesome.
I didn't make fun of the pink shirt. That's almost humans thing. I defended the pink shirt. I was like, I think it's a stupid thing to make fun of. I like the shirt. Like, Raul, yeah. Also, you might get some inboxes about toes again. I can't.
Gosh, why?
Got him.
Right. Got him. Did you see? So, you know that original clip of "Got him," right?
Oh yeah.
So there is a follow-up clip now, like 10 years later, and it's out there, and he calls his dad once again, and he asks him a question. And he's like, "Got him again." Yes, it's out there. It's not as great. No, you know, I did not drink when the Cavs lost there, Wolf. That was I was dry that night.
Just like your wife.
No, I got 4 kids. That never happens. Come on now. That never happens.
Oh my goodness. She doesn't watch this, right? I don't want to be in trouble. I don't want to be in trouble.
So she said, just last week, she's like, "Oh, I keep getting these notifications for your podcast, and I never listened to it." I'm like, "You don't need to listen to this."
This will be the episode you listen to.
I'm like, "You don't need to listen to this."
This is what you talk about. You talk about my agent drop pussy. Like, wow, we don't. I promise. I was like one time.
Oh, like really? Almost. It can get way worse than this, and you're the one to talk.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So
you gonna breed a fifth? I like the way you said that. Like, you gonna breed a fifth? That's some down south speaking. You breeding some more, boy? You gonna breed another fifth? We making a team or what?
All right, really quick, let's jump into Sparklet Wars before we get into the good stuff.
Oh yeah.
So Sparklet Wars 3 is announced. Some changes were going on this time around. I did like, they did say that the Crypto Knights almost pulled off an upset, and the Perch Pirates have leveled up. I'm interested in is they're bringing in focused leadership. They haven't even like,
they're just BSing. Like they're just parroting what they're hearing us say. Like, they don't have any insight to this. They're not actually following this. They have no idea. They're not connected to the community. They're hearing it through the grapevine at best. And honestly, it's probably what we're telling them, or what other broadcasters. I don't know who else does it on the Spark Wars, but like, it's not like there's 200 Discord chats. They don't even follow their own Discord. So they sure as hell aren't going in and figuring out what's actually going on. And they're not surveying anybody or taking any genuine feedback. So
now, what is interesting, okay, they call it a new battleground. It's Miami. Okay, don't call it a new battleground. We know every season is going to be a new city. Got it. Cool. Don't call it a new battleground. Don't hype it up. Got it. We already know it. People are building stuff. They're pre-planning. Yes. Now, the interesting thing is they're taking more frequent snapshots. They're going to take multiple snapshots throughout the day instead of just one time a day. So it's going to change. They didn't tell you how many. They didn't tell you when, but they're going to take multiple. It will be interesting to see how players adjust to that. And
yeah, which, I mean, they got to combat. The thing is, the way that they had it working with like the single snapshots benefits organized teams like the Cyborgs, right?
Bro,
because
I will bring Almost Human on just to watch this shit show deteriorate.
Oh my gosh.
All right, no, sorry, continue.
I don't think I've ever seen Rodrigo have that level of a reaction to anything we've ever said or done on this show. Holy cow.
Right.
So like the reality is like, okay, yeah, it's going to help less organized teams because the Knights were really good, or the Cyborgs were really good at knowing the snapshots, organizing to pump it up and getting the right snapshots and timing all that. So if you want to cater to the more like, hey, just go put it out and just build as much as you can, as fast as you can, as often as you can, that's how you have to do it. You have to do frequent snapshots. Like, honestly, they could do like a snapshot every hour even. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, or really the way it should work is it should almost work like Sparklet hours, or like when you attach a building, you just it gets points. It like passively adds points to your ticker until somebody puts a thing. It should all be real time, right? So I mean, imagine that. Like, you put it on, you put a structure ornament on, and it earns 40 points per day, 40 points per hour, whatever it is, and it just accumulates in real time. So the sooner you have it on and the longer you keep it on, the more points you get. It's as simple as that. Somebody puts up an attack against it, it stops it, real time, done. That's how they should do it. But they're not doing it that way. They're doing it whatever ridiculous way, and then they're going to try to complicate it with multiple snapshots, and people are still going to try and gamify it. Like, they should just make it be this. It earns passive points for every minute it's on, every minute it's active, and it just does a slow roll. Easy. So
now they also changed the scoring system. Instead of being progressive, it's just like everything carries equal weight every day of the war.
Yeah, which again, like, I don't know who that necessarily benefits. Obviously everything that they're doing would in theory be designed to help the Knights and or Pirates beat the Cyborgs.
Oh, but there's no burn limits now. They're not shutting it down, so you can burn as much as you want. They're not shutting it down, so everybody can jump on the faction that they want.
Yeah, but there's only 125 now too.
And
like,
they have reduced it.
Like, you gotta kind of look at an event and go, if every season the number of participants is going down, not up, that's not like, you plot the track. That's not good. You're going the wrong direction. I'm not saying it's incorrect in the sense of matching the actual participation or interest in the community, but I'm saying it's not good because you would hope that the interest in everybody's going up, and it's not. It's going down. So Yeah. I don't know. That's not a great sign to me. I'm not surprised that they're doing the Pirates, that the Pirates can buy the rest of their stuff for UpX. I think like that gives another incentive if you wanted to jump over there. They nerf the carts again. I mean, I guess it's the same 25% now. I mean, I don't know. Like that feels bad still. Like you had something that was super powerful and now it's nerfed to the ground. It's a quarter of as strong as it used to be. And it makes it very clear that each season, like your cart is going to, I mean, if they keep it this way, the new carts are 50%, the old carts are 25%.
And they reduce the amount of carts for sale too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you reduce the total amount down to 125 because you couldn't even sell through all your packs, like, I mean, come on. Like that's, I don't know. It's not looking good. Like this was supposed to be like, if you can't get the community excited at this, which to me was super interesting. Like it was the first time since Spud Wars that we saw the level of engagement in the community as a whole. But if you can't capitalize on that and instead proceed to do folly after folly after folly, I don't know what to do for you. Like Upland doesn't seem to be able to get out of its own way. And honestly, it doesn't feel like they want to or need to. They don't seem fussed, which is again, either the writing's on the wall one way or another. Like that's what it's saying to me. That's what it's screaming to me at this point.
And that's where I want to jump in too is, you know, if you zoom out and look at the big picture and some, you know, we'll always give you the hot take of what we think of the first announcement. But if you zoom out and look at some of the things we've talked about year over year over year over year on the show that has not been fixed, that has not been addressed, it's kind of frustrating. You know, it makes you really wonder.
Oh yeah. And I mean, here's the thing. Like I get slow development. I get it. Like I get the technical hurdles. I get it. I completely understand it. I'm sympathetic towards it. I live it every day in the tech world. But if you haven't bothered, like to me, they haven't bothered to try to figure out gamification in a meaningful way. They've tried, they have done small incremental things like the seasons was a great addition, right? Like that helps kind of create some amount of regularity. And I appreciate
gamification and, you know,
regular badges, the bonus, like again, the small things, it's worth it. I will pay $6.99 every 6 weeks to be able to get my badge, to get my fun little backgrounds, to do all of that. Now, I do think that it should tie into the earnings and that should be something there. And like whatever, but like that's a start, right? And I mean, they're trying with the races. The problem is they don't have the engagement. Like, where is the engagement from the community? Like, and then you look at how you support the engagement of the community, the things that actually engage the community. And I'm not going to rehash it entirely, but I am going to use it as a point in this overall statement. G Week was a pillar of community activity and community gathering and building. Without that being in person, that is a massive blow to the community. The amount of collaborations, the amount of networking, and the amount of bonds that were created during that 4 days in Vegas was unparalleled by anything they did the rest of the year.
Absolutely. And just running into, you know, I was in and out the first year, but the other 2 years I was there. But just running into people, the first year I was excited to meet Prospect Gold. He's an OG, and then I didn't see him the second year. He was not there, and I was disappointed. And he was there last year. I'm like, glad to see you, brother. And he's like, and he's anti-digital, so he keeps losing the link to the show. But he's an OG, and he's like, I feel like I'm friends with you, and I'm definitely friends with Prospect Gold, but it's making, it's not even about Upland at that time. It's meeting the different people and the communities that they're in. And, for you and I, it's challenging to talk to everybody that wants to talk to us and give them the time that they want with us. And I do appreciate every minute of that. But you need events like that because there's so many side conversations and ideas and people introducing other people to other communities that they just weren't aware of.
Yeah. And again, yeah, sorry, fam. Not trying to reopen that wound, but it's, to me, that's the start of a very concerning pattern of major disconnect, in a disconnect from the community in a way I've never seen in Upland. Like 5 years ago when we started and we were, building the community together, like it felt like that. It felt like we were building the community together with Upland. Like Dirk and Don were approachable. The community of managers felt like they were part of the community and not just moderators, right? It felt very tight-knit. And the thing is, even as it grew through years 2, 3, and 4, that bond continued to build. It wavered a little bit. And yeah, there was some tenuous times and development was slower than we expected. But for the most part, Upland always delivered on its community-centered drives. Like everything it did tried to appeal to community. It felt like they were still trying to engage with the community in meaningful ways. And for me, there's been a fundamental shift. And it's, now, don't get me wrong. In the long run, this might be a good shift for where Upland wants to go in the future. And I will equate this to a startup, right? So I worked at a couple of different tech startups. And when a tech startup gets to a certain point and needs to transition from just a small startup to, like, say they're prepping for a public offering. And I'm not saying that's what Upland's doing. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying that at all. But what we would see is like they would bring in new leadership. The old guard would kind of go away and new guard would come in that was purpose and handpicked to kind of transition. Absolutely not. Why? No, absolutely not. In no way.
He wants 1 minute.
No, he gets 0 minutes. Are you insane?
Absolutely.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
He's
not.
got 60 seconds. I got the clock.
You bring him on, I'm leaving. You bring him on, I'm leaving. I will not share a stage with that man. I will leave the show right now.
We got so much to cover.
No, absolutely not. He does not. No. Why? Absolutely not. Has he been friendly to us at all? Absolutely not. No. Hold on. There we go. I'm kicking him from the studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He is nothing but a troll, and I will not have it. No. Left House, you do it. You go ahead. Go ahead, Left House. Put him on in your stage. Go ahead, bring him on. to your broadcast. Enjoy. I'm not. Nope. He has been absolutely belligerent on multiple occasions, has been kicked from our chat on multiple occasions, and will bring nothing but trouble to this show. Absolutely not. Nope. Not interested. No. We got to draw the line somewhere. We're going to say some ridiculous shit and do some ridiculous shit. I draw the line there. You've done worse. Honestly, you didn't see him behind the stage.
There was rifles and tattoos, no shirt. It was good.
It was like a Ted Nugent concert for one. Absolutely not.
Anyway. I'll figure that one out. Almost, we'll figure one out. We'll do I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you two can have a little private whatever session. I will not be a part of it. I will not share a stage with that person. Nope, not happening.
Now, the interesting thing, though, is lately we have lost a lot of prominent Upland staffers that the community's known and grown to love. And the way the Upland has handled it has been less than acceptable, especially for the way that some of these people have to interact with the community because of their job responsibilities. You know, we can talk about Lizette left and there was no announcement and the moderators worked with her. Now Carlos is gone. Carlos is no longer with Upland. He did a lot of UD Upland design stuff for the community members. And he is on good terms with Upland, but he's no longer with Upland. And Upland failed to let people that have been working with him in development know that he would no longer be with them, no longer find a replacement for people to work through it.
Yeah. No, human. You look like the video that you would get on chat roulette that you immediately click off because you know nothing good is about to happen. Like, that's what you're exactly. That's exactly. No way. Nope. Absolutely not. Don't do it. Don't do it. I will shut down. I will leave instantly. I can promise you that. Promise you.
I promise you it will not be me that pushes it. So, you know, the other
it ain't gonna be Rodrigo and Shaq ain't doing it. So, Anyway, so yeah, I mean, that goes to the holistic conversation we're having about community management. And personally, like, that is a very concerning trend. Where are these Upland team members going? You're disappearing them with no transition, with no contact, like with no conversation about why. And honestly, like recently, and so I'll be honest. So wait, so do you have an update, by the way? Did you get an update?
Carlos is officially no longer with Upland. He is on good terms with Upland.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Spoiler, if you don't know who Carlos is, Carlos was the dev lead and primary contact for all of the Layer 2 creators who interact regularly with him. In fact, Stosh and I had several meetings with him, both scheduled and upcoming, that were critical to the path forward for the UpX Spark Exchange and other Layer 2 projects that are being built. He's gone now. Like, okay, no transition, no conversation. That is not good.
No.
Whether he left on his own accord or whether he was let go or whatever the scenario is, like, that does not look good at all. And honestly, Like, from my perspective, if you are good at your job and you're liked by the community, be careful because you're likely to lose your job. I guess that's why Squall is safe. So there you go. That was my one. I've been practicing that all day. I thought about that zinger this morning, and I was like, dang, they're firing everybody good that I like. I guess
it doesn't
Squall
sound
is
like
safe.
they're firing him, but they're just not
renewing his
continuing to
contract, whatever it is.
employing
It
him.
doesn't matter. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. The writing is on the wall, and the writing says, and again, I really hope that they're just streamlining for the next big iteration of what's coming. I don't know what it is. I want to be hopeful, but honestly, like, at this point, I'm like, do whatever. I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm done with Upland, but I don't know what Upland has to offer me at this point. Like, until they show some love back to the community and show some actual, like, I don't want to say respect, but like, they're kind of, in my mind, they're being kind of disrespectful and disingenuous to the community. And now I also recognize that, when they transfer, I want to know what happened. Oh yeah, sure. Add that to the list. It's Hotel California. Make Loyal Doyle great again.
JT.
So I hope and I understand, like, some things are so potentially big and changing that they can't discuss it with the community. Business operations are beyond, at the end of the day, we are just players. We aren't investors. So here's the big wake-up call to everybody who's put money into Upland. Upland does not view you as an investor. You are a player. You are a customer. You are not an investor. You are not part of the team. You are not privy to any information. You are not part of any decision-making, and nor do they care what you think, honestly. They will do whatever is going to make them the most money. They are a business, and that is the bottom line.
And not only are they a business, but they have investors now. It just is they move from startup to people that invested in it. So they have to hit milestones.
Yeah. So do not get it twisted I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. Do not get it twisted. You are not an investor. They will not treat you like an investor. And that comes from somebody who has put 6 figures into this game. Like, does not make a difference. Go talk to Daddy D. Like, he has put hundreds and hundreds of thousands into this game. Even Abdullah. I mean, I'm sure Abdullah probably gets a call back from Dirk and Idan if he wanted one. But, like, still a player, not an investor. Like, so, I don't know. I think for me, I go, this is causing me to take great pause and reevaluate.
But that's where my concern is myself, is Carlos was very large in the community with UDN stuff, all the other layer stuff, and all of a sudden it wasn't said one way or the other if he left for a better opportunity, Upland let him go, but there was no replacement, there was no communication, it was just silence.
Yeah. And and again, I'm glad, KO, and like the ninjas, I love that you guys are taking the mantle. I'm glad that there's some good people that aren't blacklisted and that they'll actually still bring Upland team members on to interview with. Glad it's you guys, I guess, now. Good, carry that torch as long as you can. But yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously I want Upland to be successful. I've invested 5 years of my life. I've put in a lot of money. I have put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into projects relating to Upland. I want Upland to be successful. I want to love Upland. I really, really do. But they haven't given me a reason to in a very long time. And in fact, they have given me reason after reason to be skittish, to be, and again, I don't know, like, I get it. I've also, tried to stand up multiple projects and had them not successful. So I get the pressures and I understand the difficulties, and I understand that you can't make everything public and you definitely can't appease everybody all the time. But you have to give us some sense of direction. The roadmap was bullshit. Like, that isn't a true representation of what's happening. Like, the technology changes of going to your own blockchain. Like, I'm sorry. I think that was bullshit reasons. I don't think that you actually gave us the real reasons you went to your own blockchain. I think that it's a bigger reason because of a bigger transition, which I understand. Maybe you can't reveal yet. Maybe it's a merger. Maybe it's an acquisition. Maybe it's something that the business deal hasn't closed on yet. So it's very hush hush. And I hope that whenever that happens, that it's a positive move for the community in the long run. I really do.
And if you look at it, X1's still here. He stayed around. Also, you have Pablo, who is still the head of the product development. He's still around. It was shocking hearing that Carlos left, either mutual agreement, him finding a better position, whatever. Talking with Dirk and Idan over the years, this is still their passion. They have a large, idea for the whole metaverse for Upland and where it will be. But it's still very concerning because you've created these events where we get to know employees of the company and draw relationships with them, and then they just disappear in the night without announcements, which is bad PR in itself. And you still continue from Genesis week to Genesis week since you started doing live. You continue to ask the community to create these things, but then when they try to create these things, your engagement with them is subpar. And it's very frustrating to people that have spent money and time to create these things, and the fruition of it is very poor, and they get discouraged and walk away from it when there's been a lot of great ideas to it. And it's the simple things that we've asked for over the years that still haven't been implemented. It's just like, what is going on? It is, how do you continue to play this game with these lingering issues? Everybody that has left has said that it has been on positive terms, and they haven't said one way or the other if it was their own choice to leave because they had a better opportunity, or because their contract was up, or because they were let go by Upland. So nobody will comment, even when you give them the ability of being anonymous. They still won't comment, which I think leads to there's something bigger going on. But yet it's still frustrating because you just want to know the direction, and you just want to know why haven't some of the long-term issues been fixed either.
Yeah. And I do want to call out, we've had numerous, as soon as we started this conversation, numerous people in the comments calling out how much they do love Upland and want Upland to succeed. So I do believe that there is still a strong community that is here for the long run, which is good. To Human talking about, look, I don't put anything into a game that I can't afford to lose. I could walk away right now having six figures in this, and I don't care. it makes no difference to me. It honestly doesn't. So again, I've never looked at Upland as an investment. I've always looked at it as a game. You can go back to literally every podcast from 5 years ago. That's been my point of view. I'm not mad. I'm frustrated. I'm disappointed. Like, I don't like it. But again, it's like any game. Like if I was playing, like when World of Warcraft started doing stupid crap, I was in there for 10 years. Like, and they would do a bad patch or they release, they would nerf my favorite character. I would get upset. And it's not about money. It's about ruining the thing I enjoy doing, right? You're making it not fun for me. So I don't, dude, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Money does not matter. Do you think that Too Stupid and I would be doing this podcast for 5 years because it's profitable in any way, shape, or form?
We've made this much.
No, we have not made a single red penny off of this. In fact, it's all expenses. There's no money to be made here. We do it because we love the community. We do it because we love Upland. Like,
we could have set up Patreon years ago. We never did that. We could have asked for donations. We've never done that.
Yeah. I don't make a penny. I don't make a penny from the Spark Exchange. I do not make anything from the Spark Exchange. Nothing. So, like, again, I promote the Spark Exchange because I believe in the Spark Exchange and believe in what Stosh is building. And I want that to be successful. And I think he's a great L2 creator. But I don't do it for any money. I don't have any money. Not me. Sorry. Promoting funny hats. Yes, I get promoted by Amazon hats. Link down below to get 10% off your Blossom hat now.
Should be an affiliate marketing.
Yeah, exactly. We're not in this for the money. We're in this for the community. We're in this because of the community. And again, that is why the conversation is what it is right now. It's because from our perspective, Upland is failing the community. It is failing its duty in providing a good community experience, from moderation to layer 2 third-party support. The transition to the new blockchain was extreme. Is Upland back up?
Yes.
It is now. Yeah. Okay. So that was a rocky transition. Like, they didn't give anybody a heads up, even though there were NDAs in place. Like, there was no reason for them to keep that a secret. They really shouldn't have. Yeah. I promote that stuff because I think it's legitimately cool, not because he pays me to in any way, shape, or form. I have no invested anything in there. Yeah. And again, we do it not because it is hard, but because we have to. What's the saying? We choose to go to the moon, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. Dude, it was just getting too hot. If it gets cold, I'm putting back on that grandma sweater. That thing is warm and cozy and soft and has a great texture. So.
And that was the other thing was, coming out of 31 Uplanders in 31 days, we had a lot of ideas in place to move forward, but we just got, disappointed on the way Upland was going at the time. I mean, we could have been the biggest champions for Upland with what we had planned, with cutting those clips up. We had quizzes going. We had a lot of stuff planned, and we just felt very dejected when the live G Week was not announced.
And the way it was handled, right? And again, we're not trying to reopen that wound, but that was really the start of the, if you want to go back, what was it? March, whatever that Friday was, really started the beginning of the end. TML looks like a hippie who also does magic tricks at a birthday party for kids. Nice. I like that. But yeah, you know, I don't know. Obviously, there's and I can appreciate, because there's the other thing. You know, we are the old guard, so to speak. We've been in it for a long time, so we've had to carry, and we have carried that initial burden for as long as essentially anybody else. And as far as broadcasters go, we've carried it longer than anybody else. No one has done it. No one started before us. No one has continued for as long as we have. There has been plenty of waves of people who have come in and left, who have taken from the community and left and given nothing back, or even worse, like left very negative, repercussions behind them. We've seen all kinds of waves come and go. And so I would say, and people like TM, right? Really OGs and the visionaries behind, like, seeing things like buying out a neighborhood and trying different things. And so I'm happy to say, hey, look, I hope there is a new guard. I hope that there is a wave of new people who come in after all these transitions, who don't know the loss of G Week because they never had the joy of G Week. And they'll come in and go, oh, cool, with some digital stuff. And, oh, look at this new blockchain game that it's on its own blockchain. And it has all these really interesting partnerships. And look at all these, custom items that are made and all this, and come into a more baked ecosystem without all of the baggage that we've had to go through, right? Have you ever been in a relationship that was like, that just kind of like took a toll on you over time? And then after you break up and you see them with their new person, you're like, yeah, but you don't know the shit that I had to go through with them. You think I'm crazy for leaving, but I had to go through the stuff before they got into therapy, before they worked out their daddy issues, before they got on the meds that didn't make them homicidal. Like, you don't know what I went through. Like, so you got the new version. Congratulations. If I was hooking up with the new version and didn't know the baggage that came behind it, I'd probably be into it too. So, like, I don't know. I'm happy if there's new people coming in and they don't feel that pain and they bring in that excitement and they want to start doing broadcasting and they want to tout how cool Upland is. Love it. Love it. I'm here for it. Yeah. Upland definitely has daddy issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, call me Rabbit. So anyway, I don't know. That's where I'm at. Like, TML dating advice. Yeah. Let her go through the first oil change or two before you take that model home. Make sure you get anyway, nope. Anyway, we're not nope. Anyway. No. I'm not gonna go down those analogies. That's not gonna end well for anybody.
But that has to be very frustrating for working in a project and all of a sudden the guy's like, nope, I'm out. And there's nobody to fill the space.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, we had a bunch of things planned. We were supposed to have meetings with the Upland team. Like, Dirk and Edan, like, Carlos is like, yeah, I'm going to set up meetings and I'm actually talking to Edan today and I'm going to bring him these pitches because we pitched some really cool stuff. And he was really excited about it. And then all of a sudden, like, gone. Like, okay, now what? Now our project is stalled in the water. Like, we're burning money. Like, there's, development that needs to get done. There's support that needs to be had. There's, like, planning that is in the works that all of a sudden is just left, like, empty. Like, it's terrible. The Upland is the king of psych. That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we get out of here this week?
No, I don't. I got nothing else.
You got nothing else.
I'm sorry, fam. I'm sorry. I wish this was a more. I really do wish that this was a more positive experience, because you know what, you guys deserve. The community deserves a positive experience, and I am genuinely sorry that we were not able to deliver a fun, interactive experience that you have become used to over the last 5 years of shenanigans and laughter. And even when we have to get serious, there's usually some, silver linings and other things we can point to. So for that, you guys do deserve a more upbeat podcast. And maybe that'll be, a mission statement for next week, to just try to make it a little bit more light and fun. We'll try to figure something out so that way it's not as heavy and all, again, not necessarily doom and gloom, but like we're real people. Like we aren't professional entertainers. Like, it is hard for us. Like, the amount of time I know. Two Stupid's got a full family. I got a dog that I'm neglecting a little bit, but like, he's got a whole family. He's got a whole arsenal of kids and wife that he neglects every Thursday to be here. And when it's not always easy. And so, I don't know.
And that's been a contentious issue for years for some reason, and I don't understand why. It's been 5 years. We've been here Thursday night, and I don't understand the underlying issue.
Yeah. Well, I do, because I thought about this today. So we get 7 nights a week, right? Like, that's it in our life. Like, every week there's 7 nights, and that's it. And we have chosen for the last 5 years to spend 99% of them here, broadcasting about Upland. Like, that's crazy. 1 out of every 7 nights we spend not with our family, not spending any time doing other things, not learning a new skill or contributing to society in any meaningful way, but coming and entertaining y'all and sharing our insights and thoughts and being part of this community. Like, that is kind of insane. And so it makes sense. Like, yeah, if I was your wife, I'd be like, the hell are you doing? For your 70 followers, you're going to miss 1/7 of every family night for 70 other people? Like,
we have 1,020 followers on YouTube, actually.
Well, there you go. But the reality is we do it because of the 70 followers that are here, the 70 people that watch it live, the hundreds of people that watch it later. Like, we don't need 1 million followers. We're happy with our following. We're not out there trying to promote this or sell ads on it. Like, we do it just because we enjoy this crap. Like, so anyway. All right. Oh yeah, get it out.
I do appreciate those words. Yeah, I keep thinking about it as where we're at in the podcast. Coming up in less than a month, we'll be at our 5-year mark. And at the same time of just some of the things we've harped on over the last 5 years that we haven't seen implemented in the game. As we talked about, the game is different in itself, that we get to meet the people in different positions and then they leave. But still, a couple of underlying themes that we've pointed out over years is the inability to communicate, the inability to have a future plan of, hey, this person's leaving and who's going to take the place, and we need to have that communication. It's very frustrating and it's very unfortunate, because there's a lot of potential and there's a lot of passionate people in this community that are trying to do something huge, and it always feels like you're getting your feet knocked out from under you every time you're taking a step forward.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. Yeah.
All right, we've been going a while, and tomorrow's gonna suck for me because day drinking is awesome, but day drinking and night drinking is gonna be punishing.
Yeah, because you old as fuck, bro. You can't be
Right?
doing that. You ain't 20 something.
I did a mystery reader in my youngest daughter's class, and I'm like, "Oh, I brought you a book from the 1900s," and they're like, "What?"
Like, this book was around before the internet. Like, oh my goodness.
And I'm like,
Is that the Bible?
I read this book when I was your age, and then I messed up because I went with Dr. Seuss's Wacky Wednesday, and then all the kids were just like, "Oh, this is wrong and this is wrong." I'm like, this I should have just picked a book where I read to them. Yeah, it was a hot mess with a bunch of first graders, and it is. No, no, TM. Day drinking is not you starting at 6 p.m. Day drinking is in the day.
Yeah.
And so we have a neighbor, like every year we have a neighborhood garage sale. This lady like pesters you from like October through March to join this neighborhood garage sale where you put all your junk out, right?
Is her name Ethel? I feel like her name would be Ethel.
No, it's not Ethel.
All right. For the purpose of this, I'm going to call this lady Ethel. All right. So
All right.
Ethel's hassling you, yeah?
She hassles you, you sign up, you do your thing. And my wife's like, "Oh, I got this stuff going on." I'm like, "Oh, so you need me to take the day off?" And she's like, "Well, if you could." So I'm like, "Ooh, okay."
You took the day off to go to Ethel's yard sale?
Wait, it gets better. So I take the day off. My neighbor, he takes the day off too. His wife, once they had a kid, she's staying at home with the babies. So he's like, "I'm taking the next 6 days off." I'm like, "Bro, you're going hardcore." I'm like, "The sale's only Thursday, Friday, Saturday." He goes, "Yeah, I took some extra days too." I'm like, I'm loving it. So we're sitting there, and they forgot to hang up signs that says, "Hey, there's more houses down at this dead end street where we live at." And we're like, "Where's everybody at?" So I message the lady. I'm like, "What up?" And she's like, "Oh, we forgot. So and so was supposed to do it." There was more dialogue to it, but they post the signs, more people come down, and then I walk over. I'm like, "I know I'm not trying to drink during the week because I've been a fat ass and I'm trying to cut down." I go, "But I'm really feeling garage beer. It's 80 degrees. We're just kind of chilling." And they're like, "Well, let's flip a coin. Are we drinking today, tomorrow, or Saturday?" I'm like, "Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, softball, baseball, birthday parties." Are like, "We're drinking today." I'm like, "Yes." They ordered food. I ordered beer. DoorDash brought beer to the house. It was great. And we've been drinking since noon.
That sounds phenomenal. Tomorrow's going to suck for sure.
Oh, absolutely. The alarm clock's going to go off in the morning, and the kids are going to be like, "Man," I'm like, "I just want to lay here," but that's okay. I'll go ahead and in a blender, I'll throw coconut water, lemon, lime, and some honey and some cinnamon, and I'll be good.
Some cinnamon.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, there you go.
No, there is no people that join AA are quitters. I'm not a quitter.
No, there's nothing wrong. If you have a problem, please get help. Do not listen to this man. He is not an alcoholic. He just enjoys some day beers. There's a difference. If you have a drinking problem, there's nothing wrong with getting help. Go get help.
Escort. Now, on another point, I'm not going to be able to make Vegas this year. But I am looking for something at the end of August in Cleveland at an ultra rare property.
Oh, that brewery?
Yes.
All right, maybe you do have a drinking problem.
Look, it's going to be a Upland meetup at an ultra rare. Like, how cool is that? you're going to an ultra rare property, and I'm trying to work things, but we'll go to an ultra rare property, have beers, have an Upland meetup. It should be a good time.
There you go.
And I know you'll be here too.
I won't.
You will.
Chance. I'm not
You
going
will.
to Cleveland.
You will.
I'm not going to Cleveland in August. Not a chance.
It's way better than Texas in August.
It's Cleveland.
You'll love it.
The location was more of the issue than the weather.
Stop it. You'll be there.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not promising nothing.
You'll be there.
I got a busy summer. I actually have like multiple vacations already planned. So I got it. But
I'm one of your best friends. You'll be there.
I will do my best.
You'll be. I'll call your girl.
All right, I'll probably be there.
Because your girl and my wife will have a great time. So
you're not wrong there. They probably would get along pretty famously. We'll bring some board games up. We'll play some games. That'll be good times.
Yes. We'll have the ninjas here. We'll have Wolf here. We'll have Goldie. We'll make Cheese come in from Arizona. We'll have JT come in from Minnesota and Dizzy come in, and TM just is right around the block. It'll be good.
Dude, you take me to all right, we're on. I'll take a flight. I'll take a flight for a steak at Morton's. All right.
But Delmonico's. Ooh. Morton.
I ain't going to no Cleveland.
Yes, you are, Cheese. You are coming. You're on Sully. You're coming. You're coming. JT's coming. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be in August. Stay tuned.
All right. There you go. You heard it here first. Local Upland meetup group in August in Cleveland.
Oh, and City Pigeon, he'll figure out a way to make it here too. Ciao. Yeah. We'll have all the OGs here.
Oh, Yellowstone. Oh, Ka-chow, you should hold a meetup in Yellowstone in the fall.
Yeah, that would
I would come
legit.
to Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And we could do a fine Ka-chow. You hide in the woods. We'll play hide and seek in Yellowstone. There's no way that goes wrong. You go hide in the woods, and we'll send out a bunch of Uplanders, and whoever finds you first, I'll give 1 million UpX to. We'll have 1 million UpX Ka-chow hunt. And you go hide in the woods of Yellowstone, and we'll do a manhunt for you. There you go.
And he's got to dress as Bigfoot.
Obviously, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. This is, I'm excited for that. Yes.
All right. Everybody be safe. Have fun. We'll see you next week.
The Xperts podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland property experts, baby.